Donna Schwartz here from the Everything Saxophone Podcast, live at the NAMM Show 2025 in Anaheim, California. I'm here on day one, and I'm here with my friend Melvin Quinones from Victory Musical Instruments. Hey.
Hello.
So he's got, this is really cool, he's got a display outside of Hall B, all right, and he's got this beautiful, this is the Screwless Saxophone.
Yeah.
We featured this a little bit last year. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. It's also on one of those lovely Rovner stands, saxophone stands as well, which is really cool. Yeah, so listen, Melvin, how are you doing? It's been a minute.
It's been a minute, and it's so good to see you again. I've been great. There's been a lot of changes over the last year, but everything great, yeah.
Awesome, cool. So yeah, let's dive in. Let's dive right into this Screwless saxophone and stuff. What's transpired since the last time we spoke?
So we showed it for the first time last year at NAMM, right? So this is not something that we'll see for the first time. However, last year it wasn't even on sale. It didn't even have an official model or anything. We wanted to get the feedback from dealers, technicians. You know, it's amazing because we had technicians even from different brands here going to my booth just to see it. Obviously, it's innovative. You know, there hasn't been any major developments on the saxophone, right? And I'm not looking to redesign the instrument either, but there's a lot of improvement that we can continue to make. You know, we all know that since I started the company, we figured out how to resolve the G sharp issue, the sticky keys. You know, so every year we continue to make slight improvements. Some may have to do with sound, some not. You know, but overall to make a better instrument. The feedback on the Screwless saxophone has been amazing.
Okay,
because especially those who travel a lot, the instrument, you know, shaking and the screws may be a little too tight or too loose, you know, it resolves that, you know, because it remains very tight in place, but it still rotates nicely, right? So it's been great. The feedback from every technician that has seen it is amazing.
I have a couple of questions too. I'm just thinking about this. You're mentioning like when you travel and stuff like that, and the horn, you know, it does get jostled or whatever. So I didn't even think about that as well. Is there anything else that the Screwless saxophone would help in terms of, I guess in terms of repairs? I'm thinking about like you have the thing for the G-sharp mechanism, but there's also other things that can happen with the G-sharp mechanism where, you know, you think it's a leak in the horn, it's not. It's something with that G-sharp mechanism. This is my own naivete. Does the Screwless saxophone have anything to do with that, you know, with helping that in any way?
It's mostly, it will have a screwless system on the rods.
Right.
Not necessarily on the G sharp or some other keys.
Got it. Okay.
But on all the rods, and it works beautifully. Like I said, it stays well put in place. You know, it rotates nicely, and it's very easy to maintain as well. As far as repairing it,
yeah.
You know, it's basically like it's a little pin mechanism like this. You know, you push it, remove the rod, and then put it back in place. So it's very easy to maintain and repair.
And in terms of maintenance too, you know, again, like when you have the screws and all that kind of thing, that can get like really dirty and all that kind of stuff. Does this also kind of prevent some of that when you think about it? It's less parts?
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. And the screws also get not only rusty and dirty, but they get
worn out?
Worn out, exactly.
Yeah, and so I'm just thinking less parts, right? I didn't ask this last year, and I know screws aren't heavy, but still, does that make the horn any lighter in any way, or it's negligible?
I don't think it's something that we have noticed really.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about the same. It's about the same, but it's just so much easier to maintain and repair, and I think it moves a lot better.
That's the cool thing, and again, if you haven't seen our interviews with Melvin, we've done quite a few, you know, at the NAMM show. We did introduce this horn last year, so it's not new, but every year I come by the booth and he's got something new going on. You know, like some horns have the Altissimo G key.
Oh yeah.
That's another whole thing, you know, in and of itself. But I think it's just great that, you know, every year there's something that's new, something that's better, something that makes it, you know, playing the saxophone more fun for people, you know, and more accessible for people. And that's what your brand does.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm proud to be here. As you know, I don't have my full booth like I do every year. We had a very bad hurricane in Florida last year when I was getting ready for NAMM. We started planning about 3 months before. and we had that hurricane, right? So that kind of stopped us a little bit. But we're still here, even if it's just this instrument. We have some artists. Cristian Romero is going to be around.
Oh, cool.
Maybe we can bring him out. You know who he is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing sax player.
Marino sax, I think.
Oh, Marquinhos from Brazil.
Sorry, yes.
Yeah. Very good friend as well. And we're happy to be exhibiting at least this instrument. We have tons of meetings with suppliers and dealers. We've been invited to some events in Japan. We're opening a market in Japan now, which is amazing. I mean, obviously that's the core of saxophone making today. There's a lot of very good brands in Japan, right? So and Japanese have loved our horns. You know, thanks to Soundhouse, our partner, who's showing them and believing in us.
That is so awesome. I had read that in one of the industry magazines and stuff like that, and I'm so happy for you. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Yes, I mean you're pretty much worldwide, right?
Yes, yeah. We have distribution now in more than 30 countries. You know, most of South America.
Wow.
Some countries in Europe, United States. We have multiple dealers here, but everybody knows Sweetwater, which we started. They gave us the opportunity first, and we're doing really well with them. So we had started working with Samash Music at some point, and unfortunately they're no longer around. It's been a sad year for music, losing them, right?
I know.
100 years in business.
I know. I actually taught one of the Ash brothers when I first started teaching in public schools, and Max trombone, and it's still shocking because it's Long Island based, And I just remember going right down the road, great repair guy Kirk at the car place, Sam Ash, and then it's gone.
Yeah, exactly. So we lost kind of a partner there as well. But, I'm sure that a lot of people that work there are going to go on and move on to better positions. I'm one example. I started at Samash Music in the early 2000s.
Oh, wow.
I worked in the Miami Lake store. So they gave me an opportunity before I even thought of having my own brand.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's cool. And the other thing, too, that Melvin mentioned, Sweetwater, sweetwater.com. I think it's one of the most incredible music companies. I really do. The customer service is unparalleled. And it's not, now, the last couple of years they had band and orchestra instruments. They didn't have that before. It was more like recording equipment, producing, mixing. I've gotten my PA systems from them and all that kind of thing. But now, since they brought on the band instruments, it's a whole other category.
Oh yeah. They have a lot of expertise. They bring people and they train them properly as well.
Yeah.
So it's great to have a company that really cares about offering good advice to customers. That they're ready. I've had the opportunity to go and train their staff, sales staff.
Oh, great.
I think it was about 1,600 people now.
Wow.
I think.
Wow.
But they're doing great, and we're definitely proud to work with them.
Now, talk to me about, like with Sweetwater, can people buy every single model of Victory Music, like every single model of the saxophones, trumpets, all that kind of thing? Yeah,
they have most of it in stock. Obviously, we're moving merchandise a lot. Sometimes they may not be, but they have everything. They have pretty much everything. Victory, obviously, the saxophones, which we're talking about saxophone, but we offer a whole range of band instruments, woodwind and brasswind. We're even offering sousaphones. They carry most of the instruments on Sweetwater. But when it comes to saxophone, definitely you'll find them there.
That's awesome, and actually you just reminded me too, I live near Pasadena, so the Rose Parade, and you think about the big sousaphones and stuff like that, and
oh yeah,
I forgot that you do that. I know he has the brass every year. I'm like looking at the brass and stuff like that. Is there anything in the works? I know you may not be able to talk about certain things, but is there anything in the works for like this year coming forward?
Last year was about survival. We dealt with the hurricane, some health issues, stuff like that, so that slowed us down in development. However, we continue to evolve, in development. It's not something that I can tell you right now, okay. Anything specific, but yeah, I'm always coming out with something new.
I know.
And we're always, every year we have a new model, and it's not just colors. We actually develop the instrument to be better. You'll be hearing something soon.
Oh, I'm sure. And again, if you don't know this, please watch our prior episodes. He's got an engineering background, so I always love that because then, you're thinking of how to make things better, thinking outside the box. And honestly, that's outside the box. I mean, who would have thought that? You would.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And the amazing team that I work with as well. Right? I got to give them credit.
Okay, good. Yeah.
I work with a lot of great people that have been in the industry for more than 40 years, some of them.
Wow.
And we are having meetings. I have meetings with them almost every night because some are in Japan or Taiwan or China. So I run the business, but I still work at night when my wife allows it.
she's off in the
We
corner
brought the
there.
future boss of Victory Musical Instruments as well. He's around.
I know. I
Yeah.
see. Right over there. That's awesome. All right. Well, listen. Thanks. I know again. One thing that's cool, he gets to kind of enjoy NAMM and get to walk around and not be stuck at a booth. That's huge.
Yeah.
You have no idea. All right, but I know you're going to be extremely busy with meetings and stuff like that. I wanted to thank you for your time again.
Oh, and thank you, Donna, and everybody watching, the best blogger in the world right now.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.